Wait a minute. I had an abortion, so what right do I have to talk about Grandparents' Day? Maybe you or your daughter or son experienced abortion, and I'm wondering, how are you feeling about this national holiday coming up? Grandparents' Day is supposed to be a good thing, to honor grandparents for their devotion and for the role models that they are. But for a lot of us, it's a reminder of what we've lost, of what could have been. My goal in this video isn't to rub salt into an old wound or to condemn anyone. I want you to know that I see you, I understand, and I'm here to support you. If you're struggling with conflicting feelings, grief, sadness, anger over the loss of a child due to abortion. And I also have some ideas that can help. A few weeks ago, a friend of mine came by with her family to use our kayaks on our lake. And I loved hearing the kids laughing and playing and splashing around. And at one point, her granddaughter came running down the dock and lifted out her arms for grandma to pick her up. And she wrapped her up in a towel. And it was just beautiful. It just really made me feel good. And then all of a sudden, there was this sadness that came over me, almost like a tear in my eye. And I was reminded of what I've lost and what would never be for me. You see, a long time ago, I lost my 3 children, my only children, to abortion. And I lost out on being a parent. I lost out on being a grandparent. And from what I hear, that's one of the best blessings. And as I've gotten older, I listen to my girlfriends talk about the birth of their grandchildren and all the games that they go to and the academic achievements and graduations and then going to their wedding and then participating and witnessing the birth of their great-grandchildren. And I'm happy for them, but I'd be lying if I said that there weren't feelings of regret and loss. Sometimes I don't want to hear about it anymore, but that's real because our losses are real and they matter to us. Grandparents' Day can also be a challenge because it might be you're helping your daughter or your son cope with their own abortion, might be a recent one. And as you're helping them grapple with their own difficult feelings and their own relationship, you've put aside your own feelings. And Grandparents' Day is a reminder that you've lost something too, your grandchild. And it can get even more complicated because you might be struggling with the role you played in that abortion. You may have thought that it was the best thing for them at the time, but you see it differently now because, the full impact of what was lost is really hitting you. You lost your grandchild. And even if you have other grandchildren, your loss is real. You can feel isolated and alone because your daughter or your son don't want to talk about it. And you don't feel there's anyone you can talk to about it because you want to respect their privacy and their confidentiality. So there's nowhere to turn. I want you to know that I see you and I understand. And I want to share some possibilities of what might help. And I hope you hear that they're coming from my heart. Have you ever thought about writing your grandchild a letter? That's what I'm going to do this Grandparents' Day, is write them a letter about yourself and what you miss about being their grandma, what you're going to do with them when you're reunited in heaven. You could stop at Costco or the grocery store somewhere and pick up some flowers. And even if no one knows why you have this bouquet on your countertop, you know. And it's a beautiful reminder of your role as a grandparent. Some grandmothers wear jewelry, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and you could add to that jewelry or, maybe buy yourself a pair of inexpensive earrings just to remind yourself that you're a grandma or a granddad. If you're someone of faith, praying for consolation, forgiveness, or relief doesn't cost a dime. Lately, I've been listening to this beautiful song by Matt Maher called Run to the Father. And I put a link to the YouTube video of that music. And for me, sometimes listening to music helps me reconnect with my loving Father, who's so merciful and so anxious to help us. If you've been burdened about an abortion in your past or your role in your daughter or your son's abortion, know that you matter and that you deserve support as a grandparent. There are some amazing resources to help you with unresolved grief and anger, regret, guilt. The options range from talking confidentially, one-on-one with a trained counselor. There's books, retreats. There's all different ways. Abortion support groups, abortion healing isn't just for the mom and dad. It's for the grandparents and the aunts and uncles too. I've included some links to resources that I really trust. Grandparents' Day is a national holiday, and it's celebrated the first Sunday after Labor Day every year. I want you to know that on this Grandparents' Day, I'm going to be with you in spirit and hold you in my heart as one grandma to another. And if you'd like more help for healing after abortion, you can check out this video. Thank you for watching.